What's going on, guys? It's your average consumer, and it's time for another favorite tech of the month, this time for the month of October. But today we've got a special guest. We got my boy randomfrankp, who's gonna be giving us some awesome suggestions. But if you haven't seen one of my favorite tech of the month videos, pretty much I go over some tech that I've been using for the last month, whether it's old or new. But let me show you what I've been working with. So over here, we have these Sonys, these beautiful, amazing Sonys. These are, I don't know why Sony changed up the name scheme here, but these are the WH-1000X Mark II. These are an amazing pair of headphones. These are Bluetooth wireless headphones. These have insane quality. The MDR-1000X, I called the most advanced pair of headphones out, and now Sony went ahead and upgraded them in a pretty short time frame. Now, if you've never seen me talk about the MDR-1000X, I'll have that video linked down below in the description, but this pretty much has all of those features and then some. So one of the most notable changes is the fact that it now has 30 hours of battery life, which means you're gonna be able to go for a while when you're listening to your music. You've also got some other changes in the sense that now there are less buttons, so that means there are less things to fumble with. You only have this power button, as well as your active noise canceling and ambient noise mode. And for those of you who don't know about the ambient noise mode, that's actually a really cool feature where you can listen to your music and still hear the things going on around you. So if someone is trying to talk to you, if you don't have your music that loud, you should be able to hear them. And this thing's got a touch panel so you can swipe through your music and control your volume. But one thing that they added here is the ability to use a voice assistant by holding it down, and then it'll activate Siri or Google Assistant, whichever you have connected to it. But some of the real noteworthy features actually comes from its app. So with this app right here, you can pretty much control all of the different aspects of the headphone. So you can go from adaptive sound control over to just regular active noise canceling. You can actually optimize the active noise canceling right here. And something that's pretty cool that they introduced is this sound position control. You can choose where your audio is coming from. You can have the music positioned right where you want it. You of course also have an equalizer. You can actually change up the surround sound to make it sound like you're in an arena or in a club or outdoor stage. And you can also change the quality of your Bluetooth connection. So if you're more interested in sound quality, you can check that off. But if you want a more stable connection, maybe if you're going somewhere where your headphones are gonna be a little further away from your phone, this is actually a nice option. So if you're playing basketball or something, you can actually choose between those, which is really nice. And most importantly, these sound really, really good. They're one of the best Sony headphones I've ever tried. Sounds crystal clear. Actually has some pretty decent bass. And like I said, it has an equalizer so you can control it and tune it to sound exactly how you want it. And even though this is an upgrade to last year's model, Sony actually dropped the price of these by 50 bucks, which is insane since this is an upgrade with new features. Really love it. Definitely worth picking up. Now I'm gonna pass it on to my boy randomfrankp. He's gonna let you know what he's been using for the last month.
What's up, guys? I'm randomfrankp. Shout out to Judner for having me on this episode. And one of my favorite pieces of tech recently has been this Griffin Powermate multimedia controller. It's actually pretty interesting. It's extremely versatile, as you'll see in a second, and works on both Mac and PC. Pretty much it is a nicely built aluminum scrolling knob that has a few tricks up its sleeve. On the bottom is a clear piece of acrylic and rubber, so it's not going to move around on your desktop. There's also some LED lights inside, so the bottom glows. Now, I guess you can do things like have this be a regular volume knob or something, but once you download the software like I'm using on Windows 10, you can set each scroll, each press down on the knob, holding down, etc., all to be different functions, meaning you can do things like zooming in and out of your web page, even link it to certain programs to have different functions work for those applications, like setting keystrokes, macros, or editing commands in Photoshop or Premiere. Definitely helpful for me when I'm color correcting. The software is simple, but it really lets you get creative. The knob itself is just built really nicely and it moves smoothly along the unit. You can do things like change up the lighting effects on the bottom so it pulses in and out. You can even buy it in different colors. I love this thing. It is a great pickup for $35.
See, I don't even have one of those Powermates, but best believe I'm gonna be picking one up. Oh, hello, monster. How can I help you? I'm gonna put you over here. But what we've got to talk about right now is what's in this little pocket right here of this backpack. This right here is a portable Bluetooth speaker by Harman Kardon. Now this, I believe, is called the Harman Kardon Traveler, and I've never heard of it before. I actually got it at an event in New York. They were giving these away to people who were leaving the event, and I got my hands on this. And you know, I thought it was just a regular old Bluetooth speaker, but this thing is super tiny, but it has amazing audio quality, which kind of just blew my mind. And not to mention, it's got a built-in portable charger. I think it's about 2,500 milliamp hours. So if you want to plug this up to whatever device you may be using it with, maybe your phone, you can do that and charge it up. But what really sold me on this thing is the form factor. Take a look at this, guys. It's tiny. It feels like I'm holding a very, very thick smartphone, but it is very nice and compact, which makes it super easy to take with you whenever you want to travel or go somewhere. I found myself throwing this in my backpack way more than any other Bluetooth speaker. Any other Bluetooth speaker that I've had in my backpack, you know, you kind of have to make room for it. This is like bringing around a regular portable charger, and you get great audio quality despite its small size. So if you're looking for something that's easy to take around, you can even throw this in your pocket with no problem. Look at that. Yeah, I mean, this is not a big deal at all. So if you're looking for a great Bluetooth speaker, something that will be easier to take around with you whenever you want to go somewhere, I definitely think you should look into this. And it's got this dope little travel case, which actually feels really high quality. So if you want to just take it around, boom, that's it. This thing is awesome. But time for my boy Random Frank P dropping another bomb on you.
Then next is a way to definitely add more glow to your desk or gaming setup, and that is with this Rgb Light Strip that has Wi-Fi capabilities, so it can be controlled from your phone, as well as Amazon Alexa. And the reason I like this is because you can control the lights from a different room or something, or tether it to Alexa like I said, and have your lights be voice controlled. Now I have these behind my entertainment setup in my office, and it's wrapped around the back of my 55-inch TV to give it a nice pop at nighttime. And the colors here you can see are very bright and saturated. Now inside the app, it's impressive because they have different RGB effects and presets. You can make your own effects if you want, have it do things like pulse to music or sound, even have it pick colors from the camera if you want. The app is really extensive and it gives you a whole new dimension that ordinary light strips don't. Usually you can pick up light strips for like $15 or $20, but these are $25 and you get those added capabilities. Like I said, I think it's really cool. Definitely add some pop to your room. I use them all throughout my office.
And we had to switch it up a little bit and show you this over here, guys. Now, you might have seen me unbox the Razer Mercury Set in a massive tech unboxing that I did not too long ago. And let me tell you guys, I am in love with this setup. Now, there are a bunch of different things here, and all together, it could cost a pretty penny, but I do think that individually, all these pieces are actually pretty awesome. And these really work well if you want to create a desk setup of some sort with a white aesthetic to it. These all have RGB lights in it, as Razer does. There's lights in the Razer Hammerhead over here. You got it on the keyboard, and they're RGB, so you can switch them up to any kind of color scheme that you want. But out of all of these things here, my favorite absolutely has to be the mouse. This is the Razer Lancehead, and it is definitely one of my favorites of all time. It's a great looking mouse. It's very, very comfortable to use, very responsive. I really, really dig this. Honestly, I don't think you can go wrong with anything here. The keyboard itself, super clicky, very nice to use. I think they're all great, but the mouse, if you gotta pick anything, pick the mouse, it looks great. And they've all got RGB lights, so, you know, it's gamer ready. Remember the last time I said that? Everyone got mad.
Yeah, so mad.
But yeah, it does have RGB lights. I think they look great. I definitely think if you want to make a white setup of some sort, these are awesome. But that about wraps it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll have links down below to everything mentioned in the video in the description. And also follow Random Frank P. You gotta follow that man. His channel is down below as well. But if you enjoyed it, be the cool guy or girl that gives it a thumbs up. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, it's your average consumer. Peace.